It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
Hey, Jim. Also, we have the Merman, who's giggling away. What's going on? What's so funny over there, Mer?
You two just amuse me.
Oh, fair enough. I hope that the listeners are equally amused. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support the Film Rage community by joining your membership at buymeacoffee.com/filmrageyyc. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. And we'll watch it. Played anywhere in the world in a cinema.
We might even
That's
watch
it.
2.
Yeah, we may even watch 2.
Or 3.
Or 4, depending on how you look at what we're talking about.
There you go.
All right, well, let's get to raging.
Ooh.
What the amazing Merman predict? What the amazing Merman
Predict?
What rage or will he predict a
Mondo.
Will you tell us all what Jim and Bryce saw at the
Movies?
Kids, better watch yourself,
Ooh.
cause Merman is swimming to you and not with monkeys. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray,
Monkey
swim.
friend. Swim, Murray, swim, Murray.
Swim, Murray, swim.
Swim all the way to our non-monkey hearts.
Non-monkey hearts, baby. No monkeys this week.
There's no monkeys.
Monkeys don't
Not
swim.
one monkey.
Jumping on the bed.
This is crazy. How did we do it? I don't even know how we do a podcast without doing
monkeys.
a review of
I
some
don't
sort of
remember.
monkey movie.
I know. It's like I'm missing a monkey.
We'll see. We'll see if this even flies. This might just
Yeah.
blow up. I don't know.
you know,
well,
It's been so long.
It's one of those weeks. Because you know what? I saw the same movies you guys did.
what?
Well, you didn't have to watch 2 of them.
That's right.
What do you mean? Oh, no.
In theaters,
I meant the theaters one. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you saw all 3 of our movies.
I've also seen Catwoman. Have not seen House of the Dead.
I thought I saw Catwoman, but I might have blocked
I've
it
seen
out
it
of
a
my
few times
head. I don't
because
know.
of Halle Berry.
That was not the movie I remembered.
Hey,
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
So we saw My Dead Friend Zoe,
We did.
which
did.
was actually at SIFF last year, which
I
guess
did not
all
even
of
know
us
that.
Missed.
Yeah.
I
Murray knows everything.
What a shame. What a shame
'cause
that we
I worked
missed
for
that.
them. I was supposed to go see it, but I ended up not going.
Yeah. What
Anyway,
what did we think of that, Mur?
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna love this or not. I've got it at a double rage.
Going double rage.
Double rage.
That's
Based
in-
on the comments.
Wait, are you going to predict yourself too?
Yes, I am. Yeah, Dead Friend Zoe, about somebody who hasn't basically haunted by her
Yeah.
Dead Friend
Save it
Zoe.
for the review.
dead friend.
Name's Zoe.
Next up, Last Breath, the Diver movie
Diver.
with the Woody Harrelson
Diver. Madiver.
and the Shang-Chi.
The Shang-Chi.
Again, I don't know if you're gonna like this or not. Double rage.
Double rage. Huh.
Wait, here's the thing.
This isn't
It doesn't-
boding well
it's
for
not
this
a like
week.
or dislike for us. We're happy however you predict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had the special Cuff screening we went to
Yes.
a week ago.
Yes.
Which, judging by your guys' comments and opinions and discussion, I'm going to go double Mondo.
Double Mondo.
All right.
Hmm.
I know Bryce was actually pretty quiet
Yeah, I
before
didn't-
the movie. Kim said a lot more.
Yeah, I didn't say a whole lot about it. I would.
Although he does like dolls on hands.
Who doesn't like creepy dolls?
I love my dolls. You must believe me. They cannot. Oh, I can't remember the words of the song.
But
They really
these are
love
handsy,
me.
handsy
I love
dolls.
my dolls. They'll never leave me happily. That's like an Ace Frehley song off
You
his
know what?
Frehley's Comet album.
It's just the people that come to listen about movies get so much more content from us.
They just want to
do.
hear
if they're
you
not hearing about football.
They just want to hear you sing
It's actually,
obscure
I really
songs.
like that song. It's bizarre, but I like it.
Now I might need to listen to it
Yeah, it's different.
because I don't normally like Ace Frehley. So.
It is a different sort of Ace Frehley song. Let me tell you that right
Well.
up front. Not what you'd expect from the man.
It's kind of like the spin-off.
It's kind of synthesizer based too, which he does not do. It's weird.
Yeah, it sounds
It's very
really
strange. Anyways, I digress. Oh, are we doing this?
Yeah, we're going to talk about
I don't know. Somebody's
your
starting.
friend. No, it's still my friend.
Yeah,
Dead
somebody's friend. My Friend Zoe is a film about a veteran that was stationed in Afghanistan who is now in America land, where she is haunted by a friend that she lost. It is basically a buddy comedy about PTSD, where one of the buddies only exists in the other's mind. The movie says it is inspired by a true story. Apparently, the writer and director served in the army and had two friends commit suicide when they came home from duty. Perhaps a doc would have served this subject better. As it stands, this was not funny and not effective in any way. The most effective thing in the whole movie is the stats at the end that show the correlation between serving in the military and suicide. Once again, make a documentary about that. Why am I watching this? The movie, however, is just a series of bad dialogue and ineffective attempts at emotion. Nothing funny here either. The professional actors are all fairly stellar given the tepid writing that they had to perform. We also got some military veterans in the film, as well as they all delivered their lines fairly competently. I was actually, I wouldn't say I was impressed, but they didn't take away from the train wreck of this movie.
Because they are suffering from PTSD, and which is what they were trying to act.
There you go. For a film that delves into such heavy emotional subjects such as PTSD and suicide, it is hard to believe it left me feeling nothing. This was a rage. I could go on and on about this movie, but I don't even want to because it's just depressing me to even talk about it because I wish it was effective because it's so important. It's absolutely, the topic's important.
Yeah.
But the way this was delivered, rage. Have I ever said before?
No.
There you go.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, this was total rage.
All right. So, this may sound a little repetitive, but formula.
Baby
Formula.
That does sound repetitive.
Formula.
Mm-hmm.
Formula.
Yeah.
Formula. Yes. Where everything is based on convenience and tropes with dialogue so horrible and, did I mention, formula, where nothing in this is original or interesting in any manner whatsoever. We have PTSD person named Merritt, whose friend Zoe dies and then haunts her, I think, or is in the movie as, I'm guessing, the PTSD comedy relief.
I think it's just in her head. It's not really
could
haunting
be.
her.
Yeah, maybe. As is the date that Merritt gets from the nursing home, who also isn't funny. But his character is conveniently planted at many times throughout this film. Ultimately, this film is boring, unoriginal, and frustrating to watch, and most things are overly obvious and a little stupid and typical. On top of that, they are trying way too hard at too much story with boyfriend, Alzheimer's, which is actually like, as much as it may try to be about PTSD, it's way more about Alzheimer's than it is about PTSD.
I agree.
So if you're trying to write a film about the importance of PTSD in the military, do not throw Alzheimer's in as a side story, because now, what is the importance here? Like, at the end of the film, you're like, okay, so are we gonna which QR code are we gonna get here to scan? So, plus they've got mother-daughter relationships, they've got father-granddaughter relationships, and they've got father-daughter relationships. To be honest, this had all the makings and formula of a Christian conversion film, except it was only missing Jeebus at the end. But otherwise, it felt like any other Christian conversion film with perhaps an idea of a story, but where everybody coming together to put this in place did not have the talent other than the actors, as you said. The actors in this were very well.
They're all good actors, and they all did what they could.
Yep. But we still did get a QR code.
We did.
Yes, we did.
Most times we get message films that just aren't normally good at all. In this particular case, you should ask before you go into the cinema, just before you buy the ticket, just ask the person that's selling you the ticket,
code at the end?
Will there be a QR code at the end of this movie? There has never been a QR code at the end of a movie that I have personally seen that is worth watching. This film was a rage. I wished so much more for this film because I, too, think both Alzheimer's and dating and also PTSD are very important topics.
There you go.
And this may be a theme. Do a documentary.
Okay, first off, I can totally appreciate the message this film was trying to get across.
Absolutely.
War veterans on both sides of the border live through hell and often come back with PTSD, suffer depression, and sometimes kill themselves. It's a tough subject. However, this film didn't do a very good job dealing with it. The main character is being haunted by her dead friend Zoe, who we are to believe died in some horrible incident while serving her country. Did you see any kind of fighting at all in this movie?
Oh, yeah,
any guns going off? Any explosions? Nothing.
We saw them watching a fence and throwing rocks.
Yeah, you saw them sitting in their Humvee, and then sitting watching from behind a fence where you can't even see over top of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was no fighting. Like
gave us
there was
an
no
M. Night
trauma.
Shyamalan.
They just sat there. I don't know if they ever picked up. I mean, they're mechanics, but I don't know if they ever picked up a gun.
Well, they were driving around a lot by themselves. So you think even if they're
Were they driving around, or were they still in the compound?
Yeah, no, they were. Well, maybe
I never saw them.
Maybe
drive.
they were driving around inside the compound.
When they were singing the Rihanna, they were in the compound in a vehicle that wasn't moving.
Who knows?
Anyway,
Military looked kind of good from how they portrayed it. You
Yeah.
just sit in a Jeep and rock out to tunes.
Yeah.
so yeah, we're led to believe that her friend Zoe died somehow horribly, and she's haunted by it because it was her fault. It takes nearly the entire length of the film to discover that it wasn't the war, but Zoe's inability to cope with real life afterwards that caused it. For most of the film, it seemed to be a joke because Zoe was always acting up during serious moments, like her PTSD therapy sessions. I mean, obviously it didn't matter to her dead friend. The real story for me was her grandfather, played by Ed Harris, who is a war veteran with Alzheimer's who won't leave his home, and her difficulty dealing with him. This is actually done quite well. Ed Harris is always amazing. Morgan Freeman was totally wasted in the 4 scenes he was in.
Totally.
Utkarsh Umbutkar was pretty good too. Although I absolutely did not buy the romantic love story between him and our lead character they were trying to set up. There was nothing there. This movie took so long to get to the point that I lost interest halfway through. I have never served in the military, don't know anybody who has, and have no experience with PTSD. I do, however, have some experience with family members with Alzheimer's and dementia. So I get it. For that reason alone, this film was a low meh and not a rage.
Oh, you're being very generous.
I was being generous because I like Ed Harris and Morgan Freeman.
I like Ed Harris. I like them all actually as actors.
The whole army, veteran PTSD thing was a red herring. It was not the important part of the story.
And yet that was.
And yet that was the focus was at the.
Well, because at the end of the movie, it's like that's it.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Like she didn't get her face blown off, or she didn't walk into a bullet or something. No. She was depressed and drinking because she couldn't get a job, and then she killed herself.
And here's the thing.
I know that happens.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure that. What's her name again?
Ooh.
The not Zoe one.
Merritt,
thank you. I'm sure that does happen for survivors when their friends commit suicide. It's just...
But
yeah, there's a bait and switch that goes on here.
Usually the PTSD comes from the horrors
yes,
of war.
Exactly. So
it was shocking the stats that came up with the percentage of, suicides.
Yeah, that's significant.
It's absolutely true.
I was like, what?
Again, should have been a documentary.
Well, and interestingly enough, Ed Harris's character talks about the effects, which we've all seen from documentaries and films.
Well, and Ed Harris's character was in Vietnam.
Yeah,
where
coming back from Vietnam, where all the veterans were treated like shit when they came back. So.
They got spit on. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's horrible.
Anyway.
All right, so...
Too bad.
we almost got a trifecta there.
Almost.
But Mary is being
I couldn't give it
very
a rate.
generous.
Ed Harris was awesome. I couldn't give it a rate.
All right. So we got to see Last Breath from 2025, which is not Last Breath.
Yeah, I saw there was
from. I think it's 2018, which is a documentary.
Well, Jim, from 2025. Kind of. It's been sitting on the shelf since 2023.
What?
Yeah. This movie has been made and ready to be released for a long,
it's because
long time.
It's post-Oscar, so now they just release all the crap.
Exactly.
Usually we used to get the crap in January because we'd have to see the Oscar stuff in December. Yeah. All right. So this has all the tropes. It's a trope episode this week. This has all the tropes of underwater rescue films, except in this case, this one is based on an extraordinarily true story. And I followed up after watching this film because I watched the documentary that this is based on.
So did I.
Yes, which I actually fully enjoyed.
It was okay.
Yeah, I fully enjoyed it though.
It was okay.
Yeah, because I fully enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's got suspense, science-y underwater tech stuff, storms at sea, engineer who has to reconfigure the ship, and a body that is cut off from air for more time than anyone could possibly live. In an ordinary true story. But this one is an extraordinarily true story.
Yes.
Of 29 minutes without air.
Yeah,
which I think in the doc it was 38 minutes.
Impossible.
It was I thought it was the same.
I think it was a little different.
No, it wasn't.
But we also get corny video messages from his wife on the surface. And pretty much everything that can go wrong does go wrong.
Which happened.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, it didn't.
In the doc, she was saying that she recorded messages for him.
Okay, well, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. Because everything that goes wrong does go wrong in the movie. Okay. Basically, this does follow a lot of what the documentary tells. But in this being a narrative, it doesn't do a good job as the documentary in telling us the important details. Plus, these things, like the love videos in the film, seem corny and fake and are actually, in the doc, what kind of drives the story from the beginning in the doc. On top of that, just like they normally do when doing a biopic doc, retelling, they try and make it more extravagant and suspenseful.
Which is unnecessary. We've seen this before. It doesn't need to be proven. Just watch Free Solo or Dave Is Not Coming Back. Just literally watch those two docs. They are two of the most suspenseful films that have ever been created. So you don't need all that other shit. Because it was just what was fucking happening. So anyway, back to the story. Yes. After they get in the bell and get down in the water, Chris gets caught as they're coming back. His umbilical air, which covers his air, light, and heat, gets caught, which breaks and leaves him with only 10 minutes of air. In actuality, it's 5 minutes of air, but in the movie, they said 10 minutes. I don't know why. A bunch of suspense stuff happens, and then we finally get him in the bell, and Woody Harrelson, who supposedly has been a diver for 20 years, apparently has no real first aid training, or at least that's what it looked like from the thing. He blows into his mouth twice, and it kind of does somewhat happen like that.
That did it, though. That's all it took.
It's just, it's just... It comes off in the film as ridiculous because it just doesn't feel natural and real.
I was numb at that point.
Yeah. In this doc,
I was half asleep.
It is so very cool because everything they are doing is explained and you you understand the whats and whys. In the film, it's so Hollywoodized. The real footage of the event is where the suspense of the doc comes from. In the film, it comes from all the drama around the event itself and made up all Hollywoodsy. So there is not a storm that was happening, and they did break, like, some of the facts do happen.
And if there was a storm, who cares? Like, well, what does that have to do with these guys that are like way underwater?
Exactly.
Like,
and then
underwater?
in the film, the engineer has to go down into the ship and rewire the whole thing. That's not what happened. He just does a main start and then it works again. Like, this is the stuff that it's just like, it's so ridiculous that this film even existed.
Kind of the same thing.
It is not, because they made a point of going, they actually spent 10 minutes in the film talking about the fact that, we can't just turn this off. It might take 4 hours for it to come back. Well, you know what I think you got to do? You got to go downstairs.
You got to
go downstairs.
Click.
Yeah, and that's what happened in reality. It's like, I don't know who was watching the documentary and said, you know what? Okay, this part here where we're doing the documentary, let's just add a bunch of stupid shit that makes it more suspenseful, which was absolutely not suspenseful.
You do realize that the documentary and the film were directed by the same person.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Documentary filmmaker, you're not qualified to make a narrative film. Don't do it.
Fair enough.
And in Bryce's opinion, obviously with the doc, you're barely qualified to
not even really qualified. Someone could have done that much better, I'm sure.
Well, the guy who did Dave Not Coming Back and the guy who did Free Solo. Get those two to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, that's a whole other story. This was an extraordinary true story, but this retelling of it was corny and sappy and went on way too long. The doc, on the other hand, was and is how you tell true stories, which I actually really liked. It also didn't get to Mondo, but I really enjoyed.
That's because it was 8 minutes too long, Jim. It wasn't 77. It was 85.
Exactly. I've got a few things to unpack, but this was a rage for me. I did not enjoy this. And
a rage? What?
Imagine
Murray's
that.
nailing it.
What does Murray think of this movie?
What do I think? Ditto. As I said before, I really shouldn't do double features or movies that start after 9 p.m. I was already tired.
Was this the second one we watched? I don't even remember.
The second one.
All right.
Yeah, it was.
I was already tired after the first film. I thought, hey, an action-packed movie with Woody Harrelson shouldn't be too bad.
And Simu Liu.
Yeah. Well, I was wrong.
You were dead wrong.
This movie was slow and dark and had a lot of people with Scottish accents that I had trouble understanding. Apparently, it was based on an extraordinary true story.
It isn't a fairly extraordinary true story.
It is.
In fact, I just want to add this. This is the only extraordinary true story film that I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, because most stories are just stories. They're not extraordinary, where a guy dies for 30 minutes and then all of a sudden he comes back to life. That's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, these divers, apparently in Scotland, who went to the bottom of the North Sea for whatever reason. I even forget why they were down there.
Fix the pipelines.
And then the youngest one has some kind of accident. I think I closed my eyes at that point and missed what happened.
It got caught on something and it tore.
His dive partners, these old guys, just leave him there without any air at the bottom of the ocean.
So Murray missed, I think, a lot of...
Yeah, I don't know why they left him.
Okay, let me tell you what happens. So what happens is...
Why didn't they go back for him?
They come loose.
Well, they did.
They did.
Yeah, like after he's brain dead.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the reason. You did sleep through this, obviously. So what happens is they're sort of anchored, for lack of a better word.
They got the umbilical going up to the ship.
Yeah. The ship is anchored, so it's not moving anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens is it gets knocked off its anchor, and so it starts to pull them.
Yeah.
So because it's pulling him, they have to there's a giant structure in the way, and they have to get to the very top of the structure. He doesn't quite get to the top of the structure before the tension pulls on his
so
umbilical
pulls him
cord.
away.
I
So
still don't
he's
get why they didn't go back
still
down
there.
for it.
well, they did, but
They did.
but they were
But
they
not
were
till half an hour later.
They had to wait until.
yeah. They had to wait. That part is the only thing in this movie that
Point
makes
is,
sense.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's a better point.
He somehow makes it to the diving bell platform in the pitch black, runs out of air, and goes without oxygen for almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And again, I know why they didn't go back for him right away. No clue. Did I mention that I was tired?
Yeah, you did.
I won't give away any of the spoilers since it's based on an extraordinary true story. And there was a documentary you can watch.
There is.
This movie was too long. Too much of it was in the darkness of deep sea water, so I couldn't freaking see anything. And I needed subtitles for half of the dialogue. So yeah, rage.
Hey, I'm gonna keep this really short because you guys talk way too much about this movie. At the risk of sounding repetitious. The director of this, Alex Parkinson, made a doc in 2019 by the same name with the same story. Watch that instead because at least it was meh. This dramatic version is a rage. I don't want to talk about this movie.
We can't not talk about the things that make us rage.
We did talk about it.
Let me tell you.
We talked about it ad nauseum already.
Did we?
Okay, go ahead. Keep on talking, Jim. Let's do some unpacking.
Okay, why? So some of the unpacking I already did, but the point I'm trying to make on this is that when they do these biopic retellings,
yes,
they don't need to add this stuff. Like there's
I've been saying that. I don't care if it's about this extraordinary true story or if it's about Freddie Mercury. You know what? They've both are worth telling because they don't need embellishment, either of them.
Yes.
Yeah, we got embellishment in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Every
we
one
got
of them we
embellishment
do.
in this. We get embellishment in every stupid
Every single
biopic.
one.
And we don't need it. If the story's worth telling, just tell the story.
Yes, thank you. Because there's a part.
Now I'm really raging.
Nice, I love it. This is what I wanted. I wanted to wind you up, bitch.
I just want to move on.
There's a scene even in the movie. They add this that they're gonna try and grab him with this robot hand.
Yes.
And as well, they're adding all this other shit. Why didn't they tell the people watching the film that there's actually a medical crew that is part of this? Those are the people.
And what the hell were the Team B and Team C doing? They didn't do shit. The whole movie, they just
they didn't
sat
have
there.
the opportunity because Team
Like,
A had a problem.
Yeah, Team A
Couldn't they have sent those guys down?
No, okay, so you
Anyway.
there's no trend trying to explain to you why you can't understand this because you did take a good nap. And you know what? You were pretty relaxed afterwards.
I can't believe I'm the only. I actually stayed awake through a movie.
I stayed, and Murray didn't.
And Murray didn't.
You know what to do,
What
Murray.
happens when I do double features.
The trooper.
It's also why I go to movies at 2 p.m.
Yeah. See, I would nap at 2 p.m.
No, that's my prime time.
All right, so we got to go to a special Calgary Underground Film Festival special viewing of The Rule of Jenny Penn.
Dum.
And you can check out calgaryundergroundfilm.org. So if you're in Alberta, go check it out because their festival's coming up and we always attend and cover it well.
Yeah.
And they always on their off the cuffs bring us something unique and different. The off the cuffs I find they've done over the last few years have just been so brilliant.
And after you hear us talking about this movie, if you are still interested in it and it doesn't come to your town, it's definitely coming to Shudder.
Dumb. All right, so The Rule of Jenny Penn. This answers the age-old question of what happens to sociopathic serial killer bullies when they are in their 80s. Well, in this case, they walk around the old folks' home with a creepy baby doll puppet on their hand and proceed to torture, murder, and abuse all the other residents until they finally piss off the wrong roommates. One who's a retired rugby coach, and one who's a retired judge who recently suffered a major stroke and becomes very infirm. Jeffrey Rush, even in his aged state, is a sharp-tongued and eloquent as he ever has been in this. And John Lithgow is as creepy as it gets as the serial killer doll-handling psycho. The story is dark and dreary and full of dread and paints a picture of the worst possible outcome our elderly could fall under in their golden years when they get put into retirement homes. We get constant abuse given to everyone from Lithgow, and when we finally get to the end and he gets his comeuppance, it's a very satisfying ending to a very, very slow burn. We get all the icky things that come with old folks' homes, horror suspense films, naked old bathing men, old people eating loudly, toenails being trimmed, ignorant evil administrators, and of course the ever-present catheter pulls. And don't forget, licking filthy dolls' asses. So all in all, this was pretty icky, creepy. It was very funny at times, but most, it was 100% Mondo. I freaking loved everything about this, except one thing. Can you guess what it is?
It's too long.
John Lithgow's New Zealand accent.
Was it New Zealand?
Yeah.
And it was too long.
Yeah, and his accent was awful. Yeah, I think it could have been cut about 15 minutes. I didn't mind, though, because seeing John Lithgow do his dance was enough to make... I could watch him for an hour and a half just doing that dance, and I would have been happy.
There you go. What?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do it.
It'd be a nice bookend then. Okay, the Cuff screening. It's no secret that while I love Cuff and everyone involved with it, sometimes I don't always enjoy their films.
Yep. Because you're not underground, Murray.
I'm not underground enough.
You're
apparently.
mainstream.
I'm more mainstream.
They call
that's
you
right.
mainstream Murray.
Mainstream Murray.
I figured with Jeffrey Rush and John Lithgow, I couldn't go wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
you couldn't.
How could you?
entertaining as hell.
And you didn't, right?
Forgetting for a moment about Lithgow's really horrible accent, which I thought was an Aussie one.
No, it's
it
New
was-
Zealand.
it was-
Which
it was
I remember from Pitch Perfect 3. It was the same fucking accent.
Pitch
So he was
Perfect
from New
3.
Zealand in Pitch Perfect 3?
I'm pretty sure it was Australian, but it sounded exactly the same.
Yeah, well,
He played, what's her name? River
probably how he
Wilson's
got.
father.
It's probably how he got this role.
Anyway. Yeah, because everybody else in the movie is actually from New Zealand. Except him.
No, Jeffrey Rush is from
No,
UK.
I'm pretty sure he's from New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, I'll look it up. It might be,
I'm
wrong.
going to.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm on it.
This film was really hard to watch for many reasons. For me, it was 90 minutes of elder abuse.
Yes.
He's from Queensland, Australia. Actually.
Okay, well, it's close. Same neighborhood.
It is the same neighborhood.
I know he wasn't English.
Different accent.
Watching Lithgow, whose character was the only one in the entire assisted living home that had nothing wrong with him.
What?
Oh, yeah, he had asthma.
He had
Big deal.
he had
Big deal.
he had being the psychopath.
Yeah, he was.
No, I mean physically wrong with him.
Yeah.
He was like walking and dancing around. Everybody else was in chairs drooling.
No, he had the asthma bad.
Whatever.
I think he checked
Not
himself
bad
in,
enough,
though.
apparently. He hardly ever used his inhaler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he even there? That's what I want to know. Everybody else,
Okay,
it's assisted.
you look at the pictures. He's always been
It's
there.
assisted
He
living.
obviously worked there for a while.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, he shouldn't
No, not
be
maybe.
with a bunch
He's
of
in the,
invalids.
he's in the staff photos.
Who cares? I also had a huge problem with the realism of the security of that place.
Okay.
There seemed to be no staff after 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's an old folks
No
home.
orderlies or security guards. Go to any assisted living place in anywhere, any country. There is always somebody there 24/7 in case there's a problem.
do you remember
Except
COVID?
in New Zealand.
Do you
apparently.
ever see any other bodies at night? No. It's just John
During
Lithgow.
COVID, they had basically left them all.
Yeah, you just kind of locked him
They
in
had
there.
this elaborate key card system
Fend
for
for
all the
yourselves.
doors. But Lithgow just wanders in and out of any place he damn well chooses.
Yeah, because he's special.
So obviously the locks don't matter because he can just go where he wants.
Yeah, because he's been there so long, he's got it all figured
He
out.
terrorizes the invalids, sometimes in plain view of the nurses. Yeah, in the end, he got what he deserved. It was too little, too late, and I did not enjoy seeing old people torture porn.
Oh,
I know a lot of
That's
people,
odd.
including Stephen King, loved this film.
yes.
I
'Cause
was
Stephen King's
not
old.
one of them. hard rage.
Oh my.
I freaking hated this movie.
Oh my.
So there.
Don't hold back, Murray. Tell us
Well,
what
like
you
I
think.
said, it was gonna be a bookend because I'm pretty sure you loved it.
Let's find out. Should we find out?
Let's find
I'm going to
out.
predict you didn't love it as much as me.
I didn't love it as much as you, Jim. Okay, rule of Jenny Penn. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
All right, I kind of lost track there for a minute. There was so much rage coming from Murray
Well,
that
Murman.
I was almost
well-deserved.
uncomfortable
It's
because
well-deserved.
Nice.
it doesn't come from him. It doesn't flow like that
Oh,
usually.
I know.
Usually Murray's like, oh,
I'm all
this was
about
the
the
worst
rage.
movie I've ever watched, but it was meh.
But
then,
but Ed Harris is in it.
Not-
So,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, exactly. But Ed Harris was in it.
Ed
So was
Harris
that.
wasn't in this one. If he was, maybe it would have made it.
John Lithgow
Maybe
and Jeffrey
it would.
Rush.
I needed someone to kick John Lithgow's ass.
They did.
They did.
No, at the end, they had to team up with a couple of invalids.
Yes.
I mean, somebody of able body, like a 30-year-old security guard.
Oh,
just
that
punch
would've
it-
been- that would've been
Just
horrible.
punch him in the face.
Is he
not
talking you
cool.
into changing your rating?
No.
Keep continuing.
All right, rule of Jenny Penn. Take two unlikable old folks, put them in a retirement home, and have them do horrible things to each other.
Yes.
Now that's entertainment. Rush and Lithgow were fun to watch. Seeing John Lithgow utter the phrase, lick Jenny Penn's asshole, is worth the price of admission alone.
Yes.
And there was, and the fact that Rush actually did lick it, that just made it even better.
Yes.
And while this was a lot of fun at times, it was a little draggy and uneven at other times. It was unnecessarily long at 104 minutes, but with the creepy visuals and jet black humor, the rule of Jenny Penn merits a high mat. I'm getting to the point every time with these reviews today because I knew you guys were going to yammer on and on. But what else would you like to unpack? Because I could talk about this movie more.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I thought there was first off, I think it's the director's first film.
Ashcroft?
Yeah, I think so.
I
I think he's made a lot of other short films.
The only part of the film I liked was when that smoker lit himself on fire.
Nice.
That part was funny.
Yeah, the thing that I loved so much about this film is the dark humor in this. Like the darkness, it takes you to places.
I just didn't find it funny at all.
Yeah, and if you're not there's a kind of humor that if you don't have that darkness in you,
Yeah.
don't.
There's
Bryce
some
and
people
I
are gonna
think.
there's some people are gonna watch this and go, "How can you laugh at that?"
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then me
there
and
was
Jim are
times-
like, "How can you not laugh?"
I was
at that?"
laughing all the way through the movie, and I didn't feel awkward, but I could tell people were feeling awkward because they're like, "Why are you laughing at that?"
'Cause it's
Because it was
hilarious?
hilarious. Like John Lithgow's character.
This is his second movie, by the way.
Oh, okay, second.
Coming Home in the Dark from 2021
Oh,
was his first.
I think didn't we see that?
I don't really recognize it.
You know what? But still, for your second film, to get John Lithgow.
It looks
And
good
Jeffrey
though. I
Rush
actually want to
in
watch
this.
Coming Home in the
Yeah.
Dark now. We should do that.
I there was times I would agree with you that there was some dragginess to this.
Yeah.
But during the draggy times, to me, is where it helped to fill out the story a little bit.
I mean,
because
it
you
was-
kind of
it
you
was
gotta
a-
have both the roommates
Yeah.
kind of bond, and they needed to have that part where you kind of go to yourself, God, man, you're a fucking rugby player, like a New Zealand star that people worship, and you can't beat the snot of some old dude that's traumatized.
Early on, you know what movie you're in for when dude is in his wheelchair lighting up his cigarette and all of a sudden he's just burned to death.
Yes,
It's just,
that was actually the start.
I
Which
enjoyed
was-
it because
it was
that was just stupidity. That wasn't
Yeah.
cruel. That was just
No, it wasn't. It was
an
just
idiot
stupidity.
who has an oxygen tank who smokes.
but
That I
it
know a
was-
little bit about.
But didn't Lithgow take a cigarette?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, he did. He's got asthma. There's no way he smoked. He did
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah, you didn't even
That's what I'm
find
saying.
find out he had asthma until like halfway through the movie.
I know. That's what made. See, that's the thing that it kept.
Because he
planting
was very able-bodied.
He kept taking you back.
Yeah.
But that's part of this. Like again, those little tiny dry moments is where they filled in gaps in Lithgow's character. Like Bryce said, you knew that he was there as an employee, and he probably just kept working there. And then they
and
said
then when it
like,
was
okay,
time,
well,
he-
then he wasn't taking care of himself or whatever, so they
They're
just
like,
let him
"Here's a
stay.
room."
And he's probably got key cards from.
And obviously didn't turn a blind eye to everything he did. Like it wasn't like just stuff in people's rooms at
Well,
night.
but that's
this
just
was
it.
in the middle of the day in the common room. He was doing shit, and nobody did anything about it.
No, they did.
No, they didn't.
No, they just blamed Jeffrey Rush because he got.
blamed Jeffrey Rush for
'Cause
everything.
he got
Well,
excited
Jeffrey
with-
Rush threw some shit on him. So
That's right.
Whatever. Oh, boo.
Assaulted him with pudding.
He did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, this is. I would say if you've got a really deathly dark humor in you, you will enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
But if you don't, like Murray,
yeah,
you
no.
will not enjoy it.
I really, really like
If
it.
you're a positive, outgoing, lovely person, you probably won't enjoy it.
I am a positive.
Except maybe Jim.
How am I not?
Oh, whatever.
You're
Whatever.
You're like Mr. Grumpy Pants.
you're like
Ah.
what's his name? The Grinch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You're even
but
tall.
He doesn't
Like,
do Christmas, so I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah,
He's
but
just Mr. Grumpy Pants.
Whatever.
I've seen his heart grow 10 sizes.
All right. So yeah, some people loved it. I hated it.
All right.
So you can make up your own mind. I guess it's
Yep.
on Shudder.
Yep, dum dum.
Dum dum.
Oh, the myrrh.
Speaking of rage, get ready, boys.
All right, I might
You
go
both know what happened on Sunday night, and you know I was going to talk about it.
What happened on
Yeah,
Sunday
it
night?
was the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
But since we don't care about awards,
That's right.
I'm not going to talk about who won what.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
So this year I'm
This is
going.
like by the way, this is the first year that they kind of got some stuff.
I'm
right.
going with something else.
No.
Things I
Yeah, they did.
hated about this year's Oscars.
Nice.
Yes, I watched it. I can't help myself. I still enjoy the spectacle of Hollywood. So here goes. First up, Conan O'Brien. Oh my god, I can't even describe how unfunny I find this guy.
He's so funny.
He's not funny.
He is totally funny.
After a really good opening Wizard of Oz / Wicked number, they gave him 18 minutes
Not enough.
for his monologue,
Should have given him 36.
including a stupid skit with Adam Sandler about being underdressed
I saw
for
that.
the Oscars.
That was funny.
And a ridiculous musical number called "Wasting Time"
I didn't see that,
with
but
a
it sounds
puppet
funny.
with a puppet sandworm and a dancing Deadpool,
So-
which was in fact a time waster.
Yeah, so okay, so they
His
took
number
out-
made it go long.
So they took the songs that are nominated.
Yeah.
And you didn't
I'm
get to hear
getting
those.
I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
But this was just I hate Conan O'Brien. He wasn't funny. He was a jackass the whole movie.
All right,
whole
nice.
thing. Yeah.
I like him.
Secondly,
Me too.
Robert Downey Jr. Okay, I get it. The guy has an Oscar now.
He does.
So that qualifies him to present the Best Supporting Actor award.
Yes.
What it does not qualify him to do is waste 3.5 minutes talking to each of the nominees. He basically talked to them when they were on their seats. Like they didn't just show the clips.
That's what Robert Downey does.
Yeah, but that again wasted time. Time they could have put somewhere else. Just show the damn 10-second clips and get it over with. Unfortunately, they did this with a lot of the major awards.
just
One of those examples
put up
was
a graphic
for
every time with a check like who won, and then
Well, no.
put up another one.
If you want to show a clip from their movie, that's what they usually do. But no, he spent 30 seconds on every single nominee and just bullshitting stuff.
It was better than last year
But at
when they
least
had
he
like
didn't- at least he didn't use the
each
the
nominee
prompter.
had a different person introducing them, and
Yeah,
that,
no,
like,
they
that
almost
that
went
was terrible.
believe it, they did that here too.
Redonk.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah, they
I
did.
didn't see it.
One of those examples was for best costume. Who the hell even cares about this category? They brought out
Lots of people.
actors from each of the nominated films. 5 different people, including that Asian dude from Wicked, with an unfunny attempt at humor. Seriously, this category is important enough for a 5-minute sketch?
Yes.
I don't think so. Okay, the Bond tribute. I am a huge fan of the Bond series. Well, up to the point when they cast that Craig dude.
Yeah, where it was
where
got good.
it finally got good.
Considering that Amazon just bought the rights to the Bond franchise and the family that actually created it,
The Broccolis.
yeah, I understand. Halle Berry introducing it, Yeah, okay, she was in a Bond movie.
A terrible Bond movie.
Yes.
The video montage, yeah, done pretty well. Then they brought out the dancing and singing.
Nice.
Margaret Qualley, who I have not seen dance in any film ever.
Okay.
She may be a professional dancer, just she's never displayed that. And there was like a Vegas-style dance number.
Okay.
What followed was a montage of Bond theme songs sung by Lisa
Okay.
and Doja Cat
Okay.
and Ray.
Okay.
Who the hell are they?
I don't know.
Exactly. Live and Let Die, which they did, should have been sung by Paul McCartney, who is still alive.
Yeah.
Next up
Barely.
was Diamonds Are Forever.
Did you see his performance at SNL?
Whatever. I didn't actually.
It wasn't as bad as Paul Simon's, but
Anybody
It's
could have.
close.
Anybody could have done it better. Next up was Diamonds Are Forever. That could have been sung by anybody but a rap hip hop artist. Finally, Skyfall, which should have been sung by Adele, who again is damn well alive.
yeah, but
She
already sang it.
won an Oscar for that song.
yeah. So why would she sing it
This
here?
whole fiasco was 8 minutes long. Yet all the best song nominees got no time for their songs.
Nothing.
You're supposed to download a QR code and listen to it online. Like, well, you can do that already.
This is the dumbest award show. that's ever
Epic
been made.
fail. Epic fail. It was horrible. And I love Bond, but yeah, it was horrible.
That all sounds good to me.
All of these
Should've watched.
all of these time wasters took time from the winners' acceptance speeches. Most notably, the winners from Dune in the best sound category got cut off by music after 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Good.
I heard Adrian
Thank
Brody
God.
took
There
up all
was
their time.
well, I'm getting to that. There were 3 guys. The last one didn't even get to thank his mama. They just cut him off completely.
Yeah, well, that
Like there was
happens.
3 guys, and the third guy didn't get to talk.
Yeah,
and it
well,
was a minute and 20 seconds. That's all they give them.
The 2 shouldn't have taken. The other 2 shouldn't have
Whatever.
taken so long.
Yeah,
Couldn't give him an extra 30 seconds?
No.
That's just
No.
cruel.
Got to move the show along.
Finally, Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know, I promised not to talk about winners. Yeah, he won Best Actor. This really annoyed me considering he was in a category with Timothée Chalamet and Coleman Domingo and Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
What really sent me over the top was that he was allowed to ramble on for 6 minutes in his acceptance speech. At one point, he told the orchestra to shut up
Nice.
and that he would wrap it up in his own time.
Yeah,
Are
baby.
you freaking kidding me?
Way to go, Adrian.
Anybody
Yep.
else? Everybody else
Kudos.
gets 45 seconds, but he's allowed to talk about
Hey.
world politics for 3 minutes?
He's the best actor.
Whatever.
He can do what he
No,
wants.
he's not. I know one of you hated that movie.
I hated that movie.
But he doesn't hate.
I didn't hate
Brody.
Adrian. I don't hate Adrian Brody though.
He definitely wasn't the best actor, I can tell you that.
Oh, he wasn't best actor.
Not
this
even
year.
close.
I agree with that. I
you
can come
guys-
up with a list of about 20 that had
If
better
you guys
performances.
ever thought I would like that guy, that idea is gone.
Alrighty.
The
Nice.
Brutalist was 3 hours and 35
Of
minutes.
pure joy. Yes.
This
I know.
year's
was not.
Oscars was
Of
thir-
overindulgent
This
garbage.
year's Oscars was 3 hours and 47 minutes. Both were way too long. Good job, Conan, with that not wasting time thing. He said it at the start of the show, and all he did was waste time. The rest
I'm sure
of the
his tongue
movie.
was
The
firmly
rest of the
planted
show.
in cheek.
Yeah,
He knew it was going
he
to run
knew
long.
that. That's gonna run
Whatever.
long.
Oh my God, he so was.
So
funny.
can I
He's
just
so
say how much
funny.
interest I have in the Oscars when I looked at my top 15, so my top 10 and my honorable mentions,
Yeah.
and only one movie that was nominated in the best film category was in my top 15 films that we saw last year, and that's Conclave. So
I thought you liked
the fa-
Nora.
Honora was in mine.
I did, but Honora didn't make my top 15, but it made Bryce's.
Yeah, Nora almost made it.
Did Conclave make in your top
I
15? Do you remember?
Don't remember. It might have. It might not have.
Oh, I've got yours.
I think Honora made my top 10 though.
Honora was in your top 10, but it wasn't near
Yeah.
the top.
I know you guys loved The Substance.
I liked
No,
it.
we liked it.
I thought you loved it.
No, we liked
No.
it.
Anyway.
We liked the
Yeah.
gooiness at the end.
Yeah, the gooiness at the end. Yeah, no, your for you
Yeah.
actually nothing that you had in your top 10.
Well, was it
Oh,
Oh,
Honora?
you know what? I believe.
Honora
Oh,
was-
Nora was sorry.
yeah.
Except
I
for
believe
Nora.
your animated movie was.
Oh yeah, the
Wild
anime.
Robot wasn't
No,
nominated.
Flo won 2 awards.
Yeah, what didn't make my top 15 though?
No,
Murray.
for him, I mean.
Yeah, he didn't.
I
That
didn't
didn't
make-
make his
mine
top
didn't
15.
make my
His
top 15
snail
either.
movie was nominated too.
There you go, snail movie.
For the best film,
Animated.
animated. Yeah, not the best film.
No.
No,
Well,
we're
they
talking
have
about the best
They
film.
have 10 nominees. Anyway.
So that's what I'm saying is that if I even liked or loved the top 10 films that were nominated,
Yeah.
maybe I would be interested.
I mean,
but they get it wrong every year.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm glad they gave it to Honora though.
Eh.
Of all the options that they
Except
have, it
maybe
was
her.
it was the least objectionable.
I don't think she was the best actress either, but whatever.
I thought Conclave was better myself.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't hate the whole show, just
Yeah, you like
A lot of it
Conclave
was really
more
bad.
than I loved Conclave, but you loved it way more.
I
than
did
me.
love it because I loved the ending. It was just
I
like it
know
was a
you
kick
did.
in the nuts to the Catholic
There you go.
religion, which I'm
so
very
yeah, that
anti.
was this year's Oscar wrap because
Nice.
I wasn't happy about most of the winners,
You know what?
but I didn't hate the whole thing.
You know what? Even when you're delivering the Oscars, you're still giving us some rage there.
Yeah,
Mark.
I know, because I love to please.
Yes, you do.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Are you listening, Bryce? That was it.
I heard it this time.
Yes, you heard it this time.
I was all wrapped up in my own thing last
Apparently.
week.
You normally wrap
As
up in your
always.
own thing. Okay, my rage this week is really, really, really simple. It's the fact that any award show exists whatsoever. That's it. That's my rage.
All right.
Well done.
Okay. My rage this week, which I didn't even know what it was until the Murman Minute finished with his
Was the
with
award
his
shows?
with his spiel. My rage this week is the fact that on Sunday night I started going down this rabbit hole of Netflix sports documentaries for some reason, and I completely missed the Oscars. And now having hearing Murray talk about it, it sounds like I missed out on a good time.
I'm sure you can YouTube.
So
a
my
lot of it.
rage is that I missed the award show this
Thought
week.
you didn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
Oh.
I think I still like to see what Hollywood thinks is the best thing, just so that I
If
can
you don't
mock
agree.
it.
Yeah.
See where I've given up mocking things because I just
there you
I just
go.
mock
No, like
everything.
there's always something entertaining.
Plus, I think Conan O'Brien is hilarious.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed it.
I'm on Team
I went down
Conan
some
here.
weird rabbit hole of sports talk.
Ben Stiller was actually kind of.
So-
I got to learn about the girlfriend that didn't exist with Manti Te'o. Manti, is that his name?
Yeah, I think the NFL dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made up a girlfriend. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
well, he didn't make up a girlfriend. He got catfished basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
And I got to learn all about Johnny Manziel, although and I don't know why I just started watching sports talk. I was in such I think I was in such pain that sometimes misery loves company, and I want to put myself
you
in
watched
some more
bad
pain. So I just
documentaries.
started
So
watching
you
some bad
watched,
sports talk.
You spent Sunday night watching, in my opinion, what the most torturous thing to watch is the Oscars,
Yeah.
and then you spent Sunday night watching
Sports talk.
the absolute worst genre of film that's ever been created, which is sports
Yeah,
films.
yeah. So no, but just documentaries.
Doesn't matter.
At any
Sports.
rate, my rage is that I missed the Oscars.
Wow.
Well, I hate you.
I didn't even realize they were on.
You might have to go onto YouTube and find all of.
Yeah.
Oh, I
best
know
moments.
I know who won.
No,
but
there was a whole.
No, I need to.
There was a whole musical
I
number
need
with
to
with a
experience
dancing
the whole
sandworm.
4 hours in all its glory.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw was, the only thing I saw was the Adam Sandler thing, and I don't even know how I saw it, but I did see it.
Probably because
Which
Kim
was
watches
by,
YouTube
which was
24/7.
which by the way was hilarious.
No, it wasn't.
It was so freaking funny.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, here's the thing that maybe our listeners don't know,
Yeah.
but Adam Sandler is not funny.
Adam
No.
Sandler
No,
is
he's not.
funny.
He's not.
He may be a decent actor
He's
when he does serious
funny.
stuff, but
Yes,
he's
he
not.
is.
He's
his
a
movies-
very good actor.
His
and
movies
he
are
is
not funny at all.
Funnny.
He is not
Anyway.
funny at all.
Are you
Funny.
done?
Yes.
You missed the Oscars. Boo-hoo.
Rage subsiding.
Put your sorries in the sack.
Slowing. Anger fading.
All right, we haven't talked about the list for a while.
Yeah, no, we haven't done it in a while.
I know.
We have
know
the
what?
lists?
We're back.
I had a list
yeah.
somewhere
He checked it twice
in the podcast area.
in the
And
podcast.
what happened to it?
Either somebody threw it out or your dog ate it. One of the
I'm
two.
voting dog 8.
So because that was
Possible.
my list where I was keeping track of what we
The
who
stuff
we-
and stuff.
stuff and we crossed stuff off.
Yeah.
I have no idea who did anything.
Okay, but
So
the
this
good
week,
news is
there's one we've agreed on, which I think we've done already. But whatever, you want to watch it again? That's up to you.
we haven't
I haven't
watched
watched it.
Carol Kane, who is still mesmerizing,
it. Yep.
and Peter Dinklage did a movie called Pete Smalls is Dead. I'm pretty
Pete-
sure they're both in it. I don't know for how long.
Pete
So-
Smalls
Pete Smalls
is
is
dead.
Yeah.
perfect. We will watch it.
And
So
I'll try to refresh this thing with whatever and hope I don't get one we've already done.
nice. Poke your eye out. So, so just for people who are listening, we haven't. If you've been listening to us just recently and just caught on to the fabulous rage that we like to deliver, the lists. Go to our website, filmrageyyc.com. Check out our section called the lists. There is 5 lists. We have the mesmerizing. We have the repulsive. We have the what? Doubted.
Doubted
And the
undoubted.
undoubted, and we have the previously mesmerized. So if people was punted from the mesmerized list, then we have that list and who punted them. So we've been trying to get down our mesmerized list because, let's face it, if 2 mesmerizing actors are in a film together, just like Highlander, what is that, Bryce?
There can
There,
be only
there
one.
can only be. There can only be. I don't know what it is.
There
Something
can be
about
only one.
There can only
Thank
be
you,
one. There
Murray.
can be only one.
That's
'Cause
right.
I actually have seen those movies.
And
I've seen. I think I watched one on a Rage or Dare.
I may have even watched the TV
it
series.
was 2. You watched 2
Yeah, it was terrible.
with Sean Connery's.
I'm just saying. I watched
fabulous
one of them. I didn't know if it was 1 or 2 or
accent. They're all
3
the
or
same.
4 or
They're all
whatever.
horrible. Don't
Yeah.
tell Casey.
Then
What
there was
I
a
gonna
TV
say?
series where they brought the movie
Oh, please
actors onto it.
don't even get that.
So they had the TV Highlander and the movie Highlander.
There's everything about those.
The
are
same-
horrible.
same
Well,
show.
The first one was watchable. The rest of them are all just dumb.
Hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, check out our lists, and Carol Kane and Peter Dinklage are still on there as mesmerizing.
And maybe one of them won't be next week.
Yeah.
And we don't add anybody anywhere.
No.
No, we're good
Well,
right now.
we
We're-
kind of talked about it actually at the film watching episode, but they haven't got enough films in there.
All
Like
right,
we've
then.
got them planted in our psyche.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Last week on Rage or Dare, apparently Bryce's crippling wounds from falling on the ice also affected his memory, as he convinced Jim that they had both seen a Uwe Boll film. So, instead of 1 Rage, the boys have 2 this week. 2023's House of the Dead and 2004's Catwoman, both from our listeners' Dare Bag. This week, it's Bryce's turn. Personally, I think he should have to pick 2 again. Come on, Bryce. All right, let's find out. Wait, never mind. Let's hear how bad Uwe Boll's House of the Dead is, and find out if Catwoman is as bad to our little Ragettes as it is to our listeners. I mean, it's a superhero movie? Doesn't that mean Bryce will say it's a meh? We shall see.
All right, Bryce.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If it's okay with you, I'll let you take the lead on this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start with Catwoman.
Okay.
All right, so follow my lead on Catwoman. This is like most superhero / super villain movies. The story is based on an origin model, which ultimately is the same as any other, based on paper-thin characters who operate in convenience and happenstance. Like she's going to work and literally bumps into every single person she walks by, and she is going to climb out a 5-story building to save a cat for no reason whatsoever, which makes no sense, but makes the worst sense. Halle Berry's acting. Now that makes horrible sense. As a geek, shy person who is milquetoast and no personality, which is something that apparently she cannot do as an actor. Like, she cannot do it at all because she is horrible in this, like unwatchably horrible. And evil boss who doesn't care about FDA or whatever. Wait, does this sound familiar? Yeah, because it's a superhero story, origin story. She goes from klutzy idiot to super something by dying. The whole premise is dumb, like pretty much all superhero movies are now. And how did she become Catwoman, you may ask? Because she's dying because she fell in the water, and then the cat that almost killed her on the building, then all these other cats and this other cat.
It was a special Egyptian cat.
Horribly CGI.
It was magical.
So, sorry, it's not a cat. It's a horrible CGI cat. Finds her and blows Meow Mix breath on her, and she comes back to life. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Like, what is happening right now? Okay, I may believe a radioactive spider could bite, but super cats who bring people back from the dead by breathing on them
with their bad breath,
with their bad, horrible, stinky cat breath.
She gave her CPR.
For no Marie, he just breathed his Meow Mix in her face. There's no reason for this. This super cat thinks she deserves it, I guess. For what reason, I have no clue. Upon coming back to life, though, she is Super Catwoman, who is confident and nimble and all-powerful, etc., blah, blah. The whole thing is awful, and by God, can I say it one more time? Halle Berry in this is the worst actor in anything that's ever existed. This is the same person that was awarded an Oscar. Yeah, that's right, Oscar. Oscars just give people awards. They don't look at their, obviously, past content.
Well, no, she got a deserving Oscar that year for Monsters Ball.
Well, if they would have seen this, the people that never watched the film.
It has nothing to do with this.
Oh, does it, Bryce?
Yeah.
Oh, does it,
so
Bryce?
Adrian Brody's never seen
So you're
that
trying
movie?
to tell me that all the people that vote on the Oscar committee that don't actually watch the movie, they admit it all the time. I never watched it. I just voted for Adrian Brody. He's got a nicer looking nose. I don't know what they're... So you would think that somebody would have seen Catwoman. Yeah, anyway, the Oscars are stupid. This film is horrible. But on top of that, everything else, this was not as fully superhero-y because it was also a rom-com, which I think maybe a new genre of film. Rom-com's hero film, because it ain't super, I can tell you that. But you know what is super? The fact that all of a sudden, she knows how to drive a motorcycle. Oh, and be a hairstylist and a basketball star. And for some reason, she decides to steal jewelry out of the middle of nowhere in the story. She's like, you know what I need to do?
Because she's naughty now.
I need to steal jewelry. Yeah, that didn't even make...
But then she returns it because she's nice. She's naughty and nice,
She's
Jim.
like that candy, what are they called? The ones that sometimes they're naughty, the nerds or whatever, the candy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're sweet
or sour.
and sometimes
so
they're sour.
Yeah.
Doesn't it tell you on the label, though?
Yeah. You know what? I have about another 10 minutes of rage that I want to add in here, but this movie was so unwatchable, and watching her walk down the CGI girders at the top of a building with her sexy butt wiggle did nothing for me in this. She was so horrible. This movie is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, the movie was bad, but I liked her. She was hot.
So I could have sworn I seen this.
You probably did at some point.
I don't think I did, because if I did, I completely blocked out my head, because this is not the movie that I remember seeing. I don't know what I saw.
You didn't see Catwoman.
But this wasn't it.
Did you see the 66 or 67 Batman movie with
maybe
with Catwoman in that?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking
of.
That was a lot better than this.
Lee Merriweather?
I don't know.
Might have been Eartha Kitt.
I don't think it was Julie Newmar.
Yeah, this movie.
Was my Catwoman.
This movie is a complete and utter mess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was. I'm just watching it, and I'm like, what is even going on?
I think basically it was an unsanctioned DC film. Like, I don't think DC gave their approval.
No, it didn't say. Yeah, it didn't really say DC on it. No.
Well, as I mentioned before we were on the air, I've been watching this documentary about the making of the Batmans, the Michael Keaton ones.
Yep.
And yeah, they recently went to when Batman Returns came out. Yeah, it didn't do as well as the first one, but because it was so dark, and they didn't like Disney, who had the money, didn't like some of the things that Tim Burton did. That basically killed any future Catwoman sequel, which Michelle Pfeiffer was ready to do. So
that doesn't make any
there
sense.
Was almost
There was
almost a Catwoman movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. But,
so maybe this isn't related.
Warner Brothers or whoever it was.
Maybe this is just not related to DC. Maybe it's just
no,
a
it's not.
story
It's nothing to do.
about
it's
cat
nothing.
woman.
Yeah, it's a cat woman. It's
That's
not
what it
the
is,
Catwoman.
Bryce. It's a
yeah,
cat
it's not
woman.
the Catwoman.
Because she's got meow.
Otherwise, they
mixed
would have
breath.
had other DC characters in there. So no, it had nothing to
She's
do
got-
with the DC universe.
She's got meow mixed breath.
Yeah, so
There you go.
I'm watching this movie, and then we get to the basketball court scene.
yeah, where she
And I'm
dunks.
like, what in the hell is going on right now? A bunch of, I don't know, how old were these kids? Maybe like preteens?
16.
11.
No, I think
No.
they were like 11, 12. I
Oh,
don't
were
think
they?
they weren't high school
I thought
kids.
They were high school.
I don't think so.
I don't
And
remember.
they're sitting there like bumping and grinding on the cop. Like it was really weird. And why were they doing this in front of these poor kids? And it was very strange. And then when she slam dunked the ball, I was like, I'm out.
Shack Attack.
This is just dumb.
Everything about this movie was horrible.
And the camera or not even the camera movements, but the weird thing where they tried to make like they film her from a little bit far away, and they'd make her like all of a sudden speed up and then slow down and speed up and slow down. Like, were they trying to mimic like how a cat walks? I don't even. Just a lot
Nobody
of weird
knows.
camera stuff in this, which I guess it's the Pitoff or whatever his name is. I guess it's like he's a visual effects guy originally, I think. So I guess that makes sense that he would like stick a bunch of useless crap in it to try to make it better, but it just made it worse.
Yeah, there was not.
It was
one good thing in this whole movie.
unwatchable. Sharon Stone is unwatchable.
Yeah.
Lambert Wilson is the head of the cosmetics thing. He was. I realize
Benjamin Bratt in it.
it's sort of based on a comic book, sorta, I guess.
I don't know if it is.
But he was very, very cartoonish, I suppose. But this movie was just bad. I don't know what I was watching.
Nobody knows.
Why are we still talking about this?
It was a rage.
You know what? We should move on.
You
to
have a
the-
second movie to get to.
Yeah, we
I
still got to
don't-
talk about.
I don't want to talk about another Uwe Boll. I just talked about an Uwe Boll movie
Well,
recently.
you
Well, he
can
made a
say-
lot of them.
You can say ditto. So there are some inalienable truths in life when it comes to movies. Number one, if it is a video game movie, it will be a horrible, rage-inducing film. Number two is if Uwe Boll is directing it, it will be a horrible, rage-inducing film. And if these two things are combined, there is instantly a multiplier effect that is usually an immeasurable amount of horrible, rage-inducing pain.
They're always
Suffer-
combined because he bought the rights to all these crappy PC games.
Yes.
That's all he makes is video game
No,
movies.
he made Postal.
Postal's based on a video game.
Is it?
Jim, yes.
What?
Every movie he's made is based on a video game. Look it up. Postal is a video game.
What video game is that?
Postal.
I have no idea.
Only Postal I remember is the kid on the bike delivering newspapers.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that was Paperboy.
That's Paperboy.
Yeah, he delivered it into their post office boxes.
The game's called Paperboy. Anyways,
Was there a lot of wiener in Postal the video game? Because that's what I remember about Postal. We got to see
There's a lot
we
of
got to
wiener.
see Dave's wiener the whole movie. Dave Foley's wiener. It's all it is Dave
Dave
Foley's
Foley's
wiener through the entire. Anyway,
Yes.
okay, don't sidetrack me. Okay, so
you sidetracked yourself.
you did. So when it has this bifecta, which apparently is every Uwe Boll movie, they're all horrible. But then again, it had Clint Howard. Who am I
Clint
kidding?
Howard.
Even Opie's brother can't save this combination of bifecta. We get all the regular Uwe Boll tropes like bad acting, bad effects, bad film quality, shot on video, TNA, horrible story, and no real connection for the most part to anything because it's based on a video game.
Yes.
Which is basically walking around an island where teenagers are partying and being attacked by zombies with a clip of video game
it's a shooter
thrown
game where
in.
you shoot zombies. That's
Every
all it
once in
is.
a while, they throw in this clip
What was going on?
that they basically want to prove that the graphics from the House of the Dead video are as horrible as this movie is.
Oh, man.
This is boring and idiotic, just like all the characters and just like the director of these horrible, rage-inducing films. And oh yes, it's a rage. But if there's one thing that can be said that wasn't a rage, it was that there was a significant amount of characters that could be killed off as zombie fodder. This is horrible. Zombies can swim. Zombies can sneak around tents, bushes, and run. They can climb. The cops get there, and they have no other boat to escape on. Like, the cop that goes to save them is like, where's her boat? And then the line that made me laugh the most was, Greg, run! Greg! Greg, run! He didn't run, Murray.
No.
He didn't run. Did he die?
Oh, he died.
He died. Yeah, this was
Hey, Vern Troyer was in this. Mini-me.
maybe.
Oh,
Was
sorry.
he?
No, sorry.
No, he
Sorry,
wasn't.
I'm looking at Postal. Sorry.
He's in
He's in Postal.
He is in
Tune
Postal.
you guys out.
He's not in
Dave
this.
I don't
Foley's
remember
wiener-
if we got to see his
Dave
wiener,
Foley's
though.
wiener is in that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but not in this.
Dave
J.K.
Foley's wiener is not in
Simmons.
House of the Dead.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is also not in House of the Dead. Stop talking, Murray.
Okay, Murray's
Checking
going to
see
watch
if it was-
Postal this
I'm just
weekend.
checking to see if it was a video game.
It is a video game.
Doesn't say.
Oh my God! Here. Are you
Okay,
ready?
stop talking about Postal. Finish off with House of the Dead.
Here's the sequel. There's actually a Postal 2, too. Paradise Lost. There's a Postal the original. There's a Postal video game, Murray. Put Postal video game in and it'll come up. Guaranteed. 'Cause it is. House of the Dead. Uwe Boll. You know what the best part of Uwe Boll is? And it's the only thing that you can enjoy his movies on this level.
Documentary.
Is because
His name?
he actually thinks he's making a good movie every time. He really does. And you can see he's putting his heart and soul into, he's trying stuff. He's got these action sequences with like 360 degree cameras where they like show the heroine from one side and then the camera swings around and you see them from the other side. And then you see all this stuff going on. And then the music kicks in and it's pulsating and it's high octane and none of it works ever. It's all awful. And he tries so, like, he's not trying to make a bad movie. He is trying with all his might to make the best movie that's ever been made. And he fails miserably every time. And that's what's so sad. And
All the acting's horrible, too.
And it's so bad every time that you can't even appreciate it on that level because it's gone past so bad it's good. It's gone past it. It's just awful all the time. And he's trying so hard, though. He really is. And he fails so miserably every single time. There's never been anybody like Uwe Boll. And I know I'm talking about the scope of everything he's done, but you covered everything very, very well. It's unwatchable. It's absolutely. And when those video game clips get like spliced
into it.
it's like, and they're all out of focus and like blown up, and it's like why? What are you even
It's like
doing?
he videotaped it on a
like he took his
camera
camcorder
and recorded it at a video arcade.
Yeah, and videotaped it from about 3 inches away from the screen. It's so bad. Everything in there is no and Clint Howard. Oh, God bless you, Clint Howard. Why are you doing this?
He's in a
Jürgen
few-
Proch now. Why are you in this?
He's in a few of it. I think he's friends with Uwe Boll.
Oh my goodness gracious.
In case it wasn't already obvious to you, Clint Howard had a major drug problem
Yeah,
in the 2000s.
it's,
So
that actually
And
that
you know what?
jives.
Clint
he's
Howard-
recovered now, but
Clint
At any
Howard
rate,
will work for anybody.
he'll work for anybody.
This movie is the same as every other Uwe Boll movie. It is a unbelievable rage. There is nothing in it that is worth watching at all. I will say that, it's all bad.
It's all bad.
It's just a
Except
rage.
the documentary.
Uwe Boll documentary's great.
Yeah, I
It's
never
brilliant.
saw part of that.
It's so
That was a
good.
cuff thing.
Yeah, it was.
It's so good.
Yeah. Anyways, Rage.
All right.
Rage.
What are you gonna choose from my bag this week? I got lots
No.
of good stuff in there.
I think it's your turn. I don't understand how I just watched this week. I watched last week. I
No,
watched
you
the week
didn't.
before that.
You did
And now I'm
not.
watching again next week. I don't understand how this works.
Just, you know what? Just do it every week.
That's right.
Apparently that's how it works.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care. You choose. I'm just choosing from your bag. You really want me to choose from your bag, apparently, because you're handing it to me.
I really want to talk about a vampire movie.
El
that I wanted to
Conte?
watch.
Okay, well, I'm not watching on El Conte. Oh, no!
Yes. What is it?
What is it?
It's a movie from 1990, and it stars Mr. Tom Cruise.
Awesome.
Well, you gotta love Tom Cruise.
I love Tom Cruise.
Days of Thunder?
It's Days of
I
Thunder.
love Days of Thunder.
Can I give this to Murray then to watch? And he
Murray's
can
probably
review
gonna
it
watch
next
it
Because
anyway.
I won't rage about it. I love the Days of Thunder.
Murray's probably going to watch it just for fun.
It was the beginning of the romance with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, Nicole Kidman's in it. Oh,
Yes, she
joy.
is one of her first girls. And what's his name? The Rowdy dude. What the hell?
Oh,
is his
Rowdy
name?
dude.
No, the dude from
Roddy
Guardians. No, the guy from Guardians. What the hell's his name? Michael something.
Guardians.
Michael.
Yeah, the blue guy from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, he used to be.
What the hell's his name?
mesmerizing.
Michael something. He was in The Walking Dead.
Yep.
That
All
guy.
right.
That guy. He's always entertaining.
He is. Bryce is going to love this.
Okay,
You're gonna love it.
Days of Thunder.
It's a sports movie.
Yeah, you know me so well if you think I'm going to love this. You know what you've just done to me.
Yes,
Hey,
I
it's
do.
no. What the hell is that other one?
Days of Thunder.
Not Stoke Race. What the hell is the one you watched?
Oh, the
Six
Kenny
pack.
Ro- the
Six
Kenny-
pack. It's no six
it's no
pack,
six
but
pack,
you
I can tell
know,
you that.
it might be enjoyable.
It will not be.
All right. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks, Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. There's to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Oh, you're talking about Michael Rooker.
That's the guy.
Yeah, I like Michael Rooker.
Exactly. See,
He'll probably be good in it. And Randy
He'll be
Quaid's
good.
in it.
There you go.
Robert Duvall's in it.
There you go.
How bad can it be?
Exactly.
It's going to be great.
Okay, I guess we're, Rage
Rage
on!
on.